Hello, everybody. Welcome to the October mini masterclass, The Power to Own It, Designing a Life You're Proud to Stand in, all centered around the work that we're going to be doing in the October Insight and Impact Focus Group. And yes, I said going to be doing. And yes, this month, I'm releasing this mini masterclass early for many reasons, one of which I really want for you to be able to follow along, meaning with every blog that is released, but even jump in and join us if you're ready. Maybe you even just attended the quarterly review on Monday, September the 29th, and you're just powered up and you're ready to go. So I just really wanted to get this into your hands earlier rather than later. And so here we go, right? Like there's a big purpose to this. And the purpose for me is to provide rich value while sparking a desire for deeper exploration inside of you. So I want you to feel open to the idea of exploring the full Insight and Impact Focus Group and the in-depth support blogs that are there as we start the final quarter of 2025. So whatever sits right for you, right? No pressure. So anyway, let's talk about something that we rarely do, and that's owning it, right? Like own it. And I don't mean own it in some cheesy Instagram caption kind of way. Guys, I mean owning your choices, owning all of your efforts, owning all of your patterns, good, bad, or indifferent, right? Owning your power, even when it's inconvenient, even when it's uncomfortable, and even when it's totally unsexy. Now, you probably noticed how easy, right? How easy it is to fall into the I should, they made me, or my personal favorite, that's just the way I am, right? What if we dropped the blame game and took a wildly honest look at how we show up? Right? Take a look at that. How do you show up? But do that self-exploration without criticizing yourself. Do it with the intention of claiming your ability to shift, to upgrade, and design something better for you. That's what this month, October, is all about. It's about mastering personal accountability, not to punish yourself and not to perform for others, but to build a life that actually feels like it's yours. Okay, so let's frame this word that has been totally hijacked by perfectionism and shame. Okay, we're gonna frame this word: accountability. Right, accountability. It's it's not the mean voice in your head. Okay, accountability isn't that mean voice that says you didn't do enough. Right, accountability is the beautiful grounded voice that asks you, oh, are you sure you still want this? What's one move that gets you closer? Real accountability, my friend, is compassionate clarity. And it starts by shifting from the old condition. I failed to, I noticed something that didn't work. It's the shifting from, I just have no willpower, to, you know what, my system isn't set up for me to succeed in this right now, right? It's shifting from, I have to keep avoiding this, to something about this just doesn't feel aligned and safe. Accountability isn't a derogatory, right? Because it's not meant to make you feel lazy. It's not meant to make you feel like you're some project that needs to be fixed, right? Because most likely what's happening is that you're stuck in a pattern, right? You're stuck in this pattern, this loop, this reel that keeps going and repeating itself, and it just doesn't honor your actual capacity. It doesn't honor your real values. And it certainly doesn't honor your emotional bandwidth. So that's what we're going to be spending the month unpacking, depending on where it is in the month anyway, right? And this is what we start to do each week in the Insight and Impact Focus Group sessions, right? We unpack these things and then we build them up, right? We restructure them. We get them going down a different path, right? But we have to be honest. We have to be honest. It's really hard to hold ourselves accountable to vague aspirations. Now, I know some people would argue that aspirations are vague and they're not concrete like goals. Goals just don't feel good to me. If you need the word goal and it isn't creating a pressure to perform, and it's not hard and rigid, and it doesn't make you feel bad when you come up a little short or you have to change course, then by all means continue to use the word goal. But if you were with me in the month of September, you understand, right? Like, I have an aspiration, right? The way that I prefer is if I'm at point A and I aspire to get to point Z, I might not know which path is going to get me there. And so I'm going to start aspirationally going in that direction, but there may be a few forks in the road where I have to make some choices and decisions that I can't make until I've done this first part or this middle part, because I don't know yet which is going to be the right choice, right? So anyway, I digress. Let me go back a little, right? So if you're trying to hold yourself accountable to vague goals or aspirations that just say something like be better, I'm going to be better next time, I'm going to do better next time, you need more clarity. You don't need more pressure to perform. You need clarity. And so this is where we take a look at avoidance. This is where we start diving into procrastination. This is when we start examining people pleasing. This is when we really lean on that rigidity and excuse making, and we don't do it to look at them as moral failings. What we're doing is information gathering. Okay, so questions that you can jot down. What am I really protecting myself from? Do I even care about this goal or aspiration? Or was it just someone else's idea of success? Is this system built for my growth? Or is it built for my survival? Now, in the second week of October, we're going to be exploring the emotional habits that keep us almost aligned, but just not quite there. right? Almost aligned. So let me tell you, most of the time, what's happening is we're not resisting effort. We're resisting discomfort. So we stay just busy enough. We stay just helpful enough. We stay just stressed enough to keep growing optional. Yes, I said that. To keep personal growth optional. Cool thing is that our personal growth doesn't require torture, right? Our personal growth requires awareness, honesty, and micro adjustments that respect our capacity and our truth. Right? Be open, honest, genuine, transparent, and authentic in all things that you do, say, feel, and believe. Which brings us to values and identity, right? The real anchors of everything. And in week 3, depending on when you're watching this, we either are going to or have, right, explored some things that many people have never consciously done. And that is define our personal values. Now, I know, because I've done this work with many clients over the years, right? They always ask me, why? Why? Why do we have to do this? This is so hard. I don't know what to say. I don't get it. Whatever. But the truth of the matter is this, right? When you don't know what you stand for, you'll chase everything or nothing. Most people walk around trying to feel fulfilled while living in complete contradiction to what matters to them. You say you value connection, but you never make time for friends. You say you value peace, but you scroll yourself into an anxiety every night. You say you want to feel seen, but never let anyone get close enough. Sound familiar? Look, this isn't about guilt. It's about personal design. When we can align our actions with values, right? Even the hard stuff feels purposeful. In fact, accountability starts to feel like support, not punishment, not pressure to perform, just peace. Just peace. But we got to build systems that reflect who you really are. So I'm going to close today by talking about these systems. Because accountability without structure is just a wish list with shame frosting. So to wrap up the month, this is what you need to be thinking about. Okay? What would accountability look like if it was designed to support your emotional and your behavioral reality? Not punish you for it, not measure up to somebody else's ideals, not mute you enough so that there's no friction or resistance, right? We need to design this to support your emotional and your behavioral reality. So for some of you, right, this is going to look like calendar reminders that actually ask how you're feeling, not just what you need to do. I said that. Yes, calendar reminders, a task, right? Check in. How you feeling? Not what you need to be doing in this moment. How you feeling? Right? We might be replacing some to-do lists with some focus rituals. We might be using your emotional cues as signals, not shutdowns. Checking in with values before checking off boxes, right? Like, is this in alignment with who I am and how I want to see myself experiencing living? Before I even think about tackling that line item. I don't know, right? And so the real deal is this, right? Like, I'm not looking to help you build another productivity hack. None of us need that. Right? We don't need a productivity hack. That's not going to fix the issue. That's not at all a factor. So please don't approach this system as another one of those, because it's not. It's a system that has your back. It's systems that reflect your values, because when we have something that reflects our values, it creates accountability that feels like peace. There's nothing better than being able to say for the first time ever, like, wow, to your friend, wow, that sounds like an amazing event for you. You'll have to tell me what it's all about. I'm going to pass this time, right? Like, that's just owning the fact that I'm not going to go sit through this just because you want to go. It sounds miserable to me. I hate every idea of it, right? So, and of course, you know, in the group, we're going to be working on this in depth. In our one-on-one time, we can work on it in depth. But for now, right, I want you to be thinking of that as you reflect on where you are right now. Think about this, write this down, answer it later, sit with it, ponder, come back to it at the end of the month. I don't know, right? But as you reflect on where you are right here, right now, in this moment, what is something that you, my friend, are ready to own? Not criticize yourself, but to claim your next step. What system, what structure, what shift would actually support you? What are you tired of pretending is okay? These are the questions we live inside all month long, or we will be actively pursuing the answers to all month long, the month of October, inside the Insight and Impact Focus Group. We're going to be going deeper than mindset. I don't believe that this is anywhere near enough, right? It's not about that. We have to connect with the physical body. Our body sends us signals, right? Like it's more body brain than it is mind body, right? When we talk about where our signals are coming from, we got to get into that real world integration. So if you want to know what your physical body is screaming at you that it needs, right? And that's your heart, your soul, your desires, your deepest everything. What are you craving? I invite you, right? I invite you to come join us. Or just go to the Join Me tab and set up a consultation. We can chat, right? Spend some time with the supporting blogs. I every week there's one on turningleafsrecovery.com, and there's one a little bit more in depth on triciaparido.com. Either way, right? Like, they're connected. I've created them to walk with you through each weekly theme. I don't want anybody to feel behind or late or left behind even, right? Because you're not alone. We're here in any way that it works for you and serves you. So anyway, I want to thank you, right, for hanging out with me today and for checking out October before October has even completely unfolded. I'll see you soon.